This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to a very special day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and I feel like I've danced around it long enough. Some would say danced of the manst around it long enough. It is high time that we'd made a video playing the amazing format known as Brawl with the one, the only, Yorion as my commander. Yorion has been my companion for so long. I don't know what it will be like to be commanded by the Sky Noodle, but I'm willing to find out together with you. This is my Yorion Brawl deck, and easily a very powerful way to play Brawl. Yorion, like, we have forgotten what it was like when you could just cast your companion, and here you get to do it in a 60 card deck, and you don't pay any companion tax. Oh, it's glorious. Yorion Commander is devastating. Yorion Commander is one of the only decks that I've ever played in paper in Commander, the 100 card Commander, where I had to retire the deck after playing it twice. I was like, I can't put my friends through this anymore. It was too evil. So it's perfect for Brawl and Magic Arena. I've separated my cards into a few categories. This first category are things I want to blink with Yorion. One of the neat tricks for it is Runeforge Champion fetching runes. That helps you get a critical mass of ways to draw cards with Yorion, because you don't get 4 Omen of the Sea. You don't get 4 Golden Egg. Those cards you really like to blink. So, Rune of Sustenance. Skyclave Cleric gives you some life. Birth of Meletis gets you planes in a wall. Confounding Conundrum stops the opponent from ramping, which is huge in Brawl, and draws a card. Omen of the Sea, you know. Rune of Flight, we talked about it. Golden Egg, you know this one. Omen of the Sun, you've seen that. Skyclave Apparition, you know that one. Baron, Tolarian Archmage, not as common, but you know how that works. Solemn for lands. ECD, you definitely know that one. And because in Brawl we can go all the way to the top rope and give them the macho elbow, it's the Kioribes the Sea God. Sometimes you just have to put them away. The next column I have is card draw to just get us there, although these cards play pretty well with Yorion. Maze Mind Tome, Tome of Legends. Tome of Legends is pretty cool. If you put a stop on the phase that you play the Yorion and you have an extra mana, you can play Yorion. It triggers the Tome, puts a counter on the Tome. You can tap the Tome, draw a card. Then you exile the Tome, and the Tome comes back on end step with a new counter on it to draw another card. Seagate Restoration, sometimes you just need no max hand size because you're doing too much awesome. Nico not only makes shards, which are enchantments and trigger the Archon of Sun's Grace, but Nico's +1 lets you attack with the Yorion, then return it to your hand and play it again for loop-de-loops. Then we have the counter magic. You can't let the opponent do their strategy in Brawl. The strategies are too powerful. So Disdainful Stroke, Essence Scatter, Negate, and Sublime Epiphany exist to just take the opponent off of their main game plan for one turn and give Yorion a chance to flex. Then Removal and Sweepers. We have Glass Casket, which can be a Yorion card, sometimes isn't. Shatter the Sky and Doomscar. Ugin, because why the heck wouldn't you? Even on a deck like this where we want a ton of stuff on the battlefield. If you're playing a mid-range or a control deck in Brawl, not running Ugin is almost unheard of. And then there's this card from Eldraine, which is so broken that the cards in the Commander decks are broken. Banish into Fable. If you have a deck with a lot of artifacts and enchantments, this is a sweet card. It can bounce 3 permanents, both yours and your opponent's, and create a white knight for each permanent that you bounce. Very awesome, even at 6 mana. Then we have the cards that either blink Yorion or somehow enhance the blinks from Yorion. Charming Prince, you know that one. Flicker of Fate, instant speed way to blink your Yorion. Glasspool Mimic to copy your Yorion and trigger it again. Archon of Sun's Grace to make 1,000,000 Pegasus tokens. Glorious Protector to blink and protect the Yorion. And then Thassa to blink the Yorion. And Dance of the Manse if the opponent somehow blows up all your stuff with Ondu Inversion. I don't know. Dance of the Manse can bring it back. So that is the deck. The rest is land and a little bit of ramp in Arcane Signet and a little bit of utility in Emiria's Call and various castles. We run a ton of land because mostly what you need to do is play just a few of these cards. If you just have a few of these cards on the battlefield and Yorion starts blinking, you will get through your deck fine. So we play a freaking ton of land. We have 23, but then there's all the DFCs and the ramp cards as well. So it's more like 29 if you count like Birth of Meletis. Anyhow, we don't miss land drops here. all we want to do is Yorion blink. This video is dedicated to Alex on Patreon, who is a $9.99 bomb rare. Aloha, Alex. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And if you would like a chance of getting a future video dedicated to you, you can hit the join button below to become a YouTube member, or you can join on Patreon, link in the description. Also, this is the time of month. We are at middle month, which is the time when, if you are a Twitch Prime subscriber here on the channel, now is the time to head over to Twitch and renew Prime. There's a link to a video in the description that tells you exactly how to do it if you have any questions about that. So check the description. I try to remind you guys once a month, it is time to renew Twitch Prime. That is something that is free for you, but supports the channel. All it takes is a few minutes of your time heading over to Twitch. And this time, if you leave a comment saying, I renewed Twitch Prime in the video, I will shout out and dedicate the next video to one lucky Twitch Prime subscriber. So leave a comment after you've done it that you renewed on Twitch Prime. Make sure you leave your Twitch ID in the comment if it's different from your YouTube ID. Even if it's particularly adolescent or something like I Heart Mono Red, you'll still be eligible to win. Anyway, we're going to dedicate a cosmetic, and I think that a great cosmetic for this particular dedication is going to be one that I love so much in my Brawl decks, but I've never bothered cosmeticing before. Oh, I can't? Go to the promotional what? It's acquired by entering a code. Go to the promotional website. What? I don't know how to do that. Shot down. Shot down in a blaze of glory. How about this one? Banish into Fable. This card is actually really sweet. Cosmetic I will use a lot in Brawl, and maybe even in Standard before it rotates. So, there is your video dedication. There's your deck tech. Let's dive in. Let the Yorion Commander nonsense begin. Man, I don't know how to say it. I'm feeling incredible pressure to do this right. I just, Yorion and I have been through so much in Standard, and now here we are, like, finally my commander, my commander. Think about that. Let's keep this. The Doomscar looks particularly enticing against our opponent. Do we hold Mimic or play Mimic? I think we just make absolutely sure that we curve out. Our opponent has Once Upon a Time. Nothing else would stick in this spot. Here it comes. I want to play those broken cards, but I'm in blue and white. Blue and white never got anything banned. Banish into Fable. Interesting Brawl card. When you cast it from your hand, you control an artifact, you copy it. If you control an enchantment, you copy it. It bounces things. It makes people miserable. You'll love it. You'll love it. All right, do we have to set up for Elspeth Conquers Death? I don't think so. Our opponent's going to play this and play something that draws a card and make a cat, and then we're going to Doomscar. So I think we can actually slow roll the Omen. No, the Omen's the mana efficient play. We'll make the Omen play. We might end up blowing it up, but it's fine. We have Yorion. Cosmos Elixir. Okay, ECD would have been better. I am surprised. But this at least keeps them from drawing a card next turn by reducing their life total. We do have an enchantment and artifact ready for Banish into Fable. So return target non-land permanent to owner's hand. The Elixir is a great target for that. Create a 2/2 white Knight creature token, so we can return like 2 things to owner's hand, 3 things to owner's hand. We can just bounce all of this and make knights. It's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. Oh, that's pretty good. A card you shall have. 2 life. All right, they're green with card draw. Nothing weird about this. Nothing weird about this in this year of our Lord, 2021. Knights. Get back in the hand. That's a sticky one. All right, you're gonna have to start over. I don't know when I'm gonna Doomscar now. I did too much awesome. They might just replay their Visionary here, which is pretty sweet because they get to draw a card. And hopefully they make their land drop. Nope. That's a pretty nasty land drop to miss, to be honest. All right, if we play the egg and draw a card, we might miss out on the ECD, which I think we do want to play. No more Visionary. I'll get the banner next turn. We'll make that Elixir a much worse card by getting a huge hit in. I do want to draw the land, so I can play Golden Egg and then use Yorion to draw another card with it. All right. Joel Rail has taken to the battlefield, playing a Jorga Visionary, which does draw a card because green has so much card draw. So much they have to discard here. I might have had something to do with it. Okay. Let's play Golden Egg. Get that draw. Thassa. Nice. Yorion! White Knight Vigilance Gang. Rumble. We're getting some blocks. Opponent's starting to respect the Vigilance. All right, let's tag the banner, slow down the mana production. I'm not as scared of this Visionary. Oh, Flicker. Oh no. Yorion is so powerful. He is so powerful. Look, it just, what are they gonna do? Okay, that's pretty good. I grant you that is a play that one can make that messes with my mojo. All right, who wants some? No? Conundrum. Okay. Play that, draw another card. Turn off that ramp. Burf. Sure. Then we have 4, right? Yes. All right. If the opponent has a way to pump the Gem Raiser, we can just flicker the Yorion with Flicker of Fate or Glorious Protector. And then we go with you. The value is never ending. Good choice. Good choice. Because it would take a while, and I would enjoy it all. Clothis. Well, that's a fresh one. Really, this hand relies on Tome, but we've got a lot of good 3-drops to adapt to what the opponent's up to. You have the incredibly powerful Sublime Epiphany to turn the tide and interact with that Clothis. Command Tower. Pure dominance asserted. Strictly 1 mana of either color. How do they always have Haven? Everyone, everywhere. That card just exploded. All right. Maze Mind Tome. Scry me to the goodies. Altar of the Pantheon. Nothing to bounce here. Let's see if we can find a way to interact with this board. Pretty good. Pretty good card. Let's take it. Still need another white somewhere somehow, but it's a good bridge. Let's search our library, and what do we want? I think the lifelink one is just better most of the time. So, you missed a land drop, but you did ramp twice. Kind of got you even. This adds 1 mana of any color, And if you control a god, you gain a life, which is pretty common for Klothys. So they do have access to red through the altar. Reading my Runeforge champion. Might have a way to kill it. And it is Klothys, but there's nothing in the graveyard. It's an interesting play. It does kind of give away that their hand is a little soft. I would keep a land if it were another white source, but it's not. So, creature or planeswalker, not enchantment, which is what this is. All right, we'll gain some lifelink here. Hopefully they don't just kill my Runeforge champion. What else are we doing? We could shard up, but I think playing the Omen is best. I think so. Board presence is usually good against Gruul, although their deck is a little different. They're obviously not about getting a bunch of creatures on the battlefield. They're into something else. Valakut Exploration. So whenever you play a land, you may exile the top of the card of your library. For as long as it remains exiled, you may play it. At the beginning of your end step, you exile any cards exiled with the exploration, go to their owner's graveyard, and it deals damage to the opponent for the amount of cards. It's an interesting deck for a Klothys commander because that's a landfall mechanic, and maybe it's some kind of ramp deck, but why would Klothys be in a ramp deck? I guess if you have ways to get lands into the graveyard, it can create mana. Klothys is she. Big questions. Are you elking me, bro? I have been elked. I have been elked. All right, let's put down an Omen. See if we can scry to another plains or something close to one. It is an untapped land. We could Yorion. I guess that's an even better chance of getting there. But we can also just... We don't have to Yorion next turn to be successful. I mean, I have this elk. I can beat down. Okay. Could have also Nico'd to get back the champion, which is kind of creative. We can also Baron and bounce our champion, but I do want it on the battlefield. Let's do this. This will be fun. Do I get an elk or a champion? I get a champion. Good to know. I have decided that this land will fly. All right, next turn's Yorion with a Mimic on the field is very dangerous because we can double Yorion out of nowhere. All right, the opponent does use the land in the graveyard to ramp. They are a ramp deck. Of course, that was the only option. Makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. So much Kogla. Well, if you're going to ramp into something, that's not a bad one. Klothys activated. It's particularly good against all my Yorion shenanigans. My Runeforge. Well, there goes the Rune of Sustenance. Klothys rumbles. No blocks. Okay, what does Yorion do now? We can move the Rune of Flight. If the Kogla gets to attack, though, it's really bad. Maybe we're just supposed to Sublime Epiphany it? Maybe we're just supposed to Baron it, but the opponent replays the Kogla. They do... Actually, they don't have the mana for that, do they? They have to draw it. That's interesting. Let's do it like this. Let's bounce the Klothys. Then we Charming Prince the Baron. And now the Prince is on the battlefield to pair up with Yorion next turn. And we bring back Baron and we bounce the Kogla and make the opponent figure out how to make the mana work. A land will do it, but it will be their only play for the turn. And not only that, they have to pick what to fight. They go with a Bone Crusher Giant. They didn't stomp. Why didn't they stomp? Yeah, Stomp's a good card against 2/2s. But if that was their whole turn, I don't think it was going to get them out of the mess they're about to find themselves in anyway. Okay, well, they found a way to at least remove Baron. Make Yorion a little worse. They take another 2 points to the face. To their own face. Tome. One more land would be nice, but I guess I'll just have to hold that. Like a kid in a car on a road trip. Just gonna have to hold it. Attach Rune of Flight. Behold. A flying glacial floodplain. Select object to copy. That's you. Let's keep you. Gain 3. I guess this is just scrying and we didn't put any trigger on the stack, so this is fine. We could have had an extra scry if we had full control mode on there. Decline to move my exiled Yorion to command. Blinking Yorion is exactly the way we want to do it. It does change modes, so that's why you get the option, but don't do it. It won't blink back in if you move Yorion to command after you blink him. All right, time for our opponent to figure out how to get their deck going against the Yorion loops that are commencing right before their very eyes. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile another card. Okay. Furious Rise. Didn't even know that card existed. Well, I doubt they're attacking then. Attach Rune of Flight. Flying Glacial Floodplain. I guess I have to do this if I want to use my tome. All right, well, exile another creature. That's Yorion. Broken Wings? Uh-oh. Well, to command with you. That's the beauty thing. They just can't stop the loops in Commander. In Brawl, it's endless. It will never cease. All right, so we can recast the Yorion for 7, but there's nothing to blink yet. But on end step, the Prince comes back, which can blink the Yorion to restart the loop. Or we could hold. I guess this turn, if they interacted somehow, it would be a problem. I think we just hold. The Epiphany is pretty good. I have plenty of scry. Like, all the scry I can eat from Maze Mind Tome. I don't really need the scry. We'll just gain the life. Make it harder for the opponent to kill us. More time is another way to win. This is what Yorion does, after all. Loops you to death. Oh, man. Oh, it's brutal. All right, let's get rid of you because it's mana. Let's copy you, draw. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Toxic Taco. Garruk. Garruk's in trouble. I can tell you that right now. Mid-range decks versus Yorion doesn't usually work out. Once again, we've got a Runeforge champion to drum us up the card advantage spells. And land? Yeah, just don't miss a land and we should be okay. Two players, no plays, going into turn 3. All right, first sacrificial lamb of the day. All right, I do not want my Rune of Sustenance to go to the graveyard, so let's go ahead and just attack with the Runeforge champion as they are. Play this over here. Basic lands should be the safest permanents. I'm sitting on Stroke and I'm sitting on Negate, and I can flicker this. But I do want this on the field. What are they gonna do to me? I guess nothing's assured. All right, I challenge you, make a big play. I have tapped out for your benefit. Okay. Okay. You can have one, Dem. Now what? There's a big troll on the field. What do I do about it? Do we Yorion? It's not the most convincing Yorion I've ever done. If I wait a turn, I can do a lot more. Can flicker the troll, which makes more goats for us. That's pretty funny. The Great Henge. I will cast Negate. That's a very strong card. We can't be having that. Come on, did you think I wasn't going to do that? You can't have this. I'll keep feeding you some goats, so you go away. That's okay with me. All right, nothing else. Do we flicker just to get another rune? I don't think so. I don't think that's a great use of the card. Another counter. All right, let's keep being chill. It'll be really nice if we can play Yorion and also protect Yorion with the flicker to get a lot out of it. Plus we've got Stroke and Essence Scatter this turn. They are having some mana issues. That little critter isn't that easy to deal with. Part of feeding this troll is just keeping our opponent around in the game. You don't want them to leave. Don't want them to get too frustrated here. So we've played out our counters now. We can go to Yorion Town. Yorion! Recharge the tome. Because the tome has a counter, we could, in response to this trigger, draw a card with the tome if we had full control, but I don't want to take the 2 mana down. So we're just going to flicker these 2. Tome would re-enter with 1 counter. Alright, so Rune of Sustenance could go here, but then if we flicker the Yorion, we lose it. So that's not good. So we'll put it back on the land. A lot of discipline to keep these runes, enchanting things like lands. But we do it, because we must. Elder Gargaroth, okay. I will decline. Would you like to attack? Okay. 14. Getting ready for that Ugin. Or the Shatter. Both are interesting. Let's just draw this card. We got both of our runes off the champion. We drew nothing but land. How do we manage this one? It's a very difficult one. I don't think we play the Ugin here. I think we wait a little longer. I do want to play a little bit faster. I don't want the opponent to leave out of annoyance for my pace. That is a good card to draw. All right. Banish into Fable can really mess this up. Let's see if they play a card for us to target. Return target non-land permanent. So we can return our Yorion. We can also return our champion, but there's no real reason to bounce that anymore. We could also just return a rune and play it again. Okay, they played something else. All right, let's put a stop here. And now we create tiers. Oh, man. Oh, what a blowout. Oh, what a beating. Oh, Lord. Ugh. There's Ugin. Ugin's here, too. Oh, my Lord. All right, let's see what you've got. How do you get out of this? How do you get out of this one? Impressive. Down to 8, 11. Do I have a way to deal some extra damage here? I don't think so. Too bad that giving Ugin lifelink doesn't work that way. All right, that does slow us down a bit. I'm trying to find the right way of dealing with it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Down to 7. Draw a card. Bang your face. Hold everything else for some surprise action. We've got Flicker. We've got Tome Draw. We can make a 1/1 to block. We've got Ugin threatening the ultimate. Let's see how the opponent plays it. They have not reached for Garruk yet. Is it time? Demonic Embrace. Okay. 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 All right. So what we have to try to do, we have to try to set this up so that we have multiple flying blockers just in case. And what do? Don't exile you. Don't need to exile you. You're fine. So I guess we exile these. And then we chump block, and then we turn it around. And the opponent says, I can't beat it, I'm scooping. Uh-oh. Battle of Titans. Asika is here. This hand has land and Disdainful Stroke, so we will keep it. We're on the draw against a very good deck. One card I'm not convinced about in the deck for sure is Dance of the Manse. My enchantments don't go to the graveyard very much. Maybe they should, but my opponents just don't really stop me, to be honest. Causes a little trouble because Dance just never gets anything. But it'll really help if they ever try to mill me. All right, we're draw go. Kiora Best the Sea God. Another really good card in the deck, but it's a bit slow. Deck could use some more ramp, I think. But I always say that when I'm on the draw, I get nervous. All right, these are good cards. Omen gives us something to do if the opponent doesn't play something for us to interact with. Okay, let's have some 1/1s. Next turn, first Prismatic Bridge attempt approaching. Well, mana is being tapped. What's going to happen? That's one way to make sure you get it right. All right. We get a turn off from having to counter the bridge next turn. Oh yeah, that decision. I was like, what's holding priority? That decision is holding priority. Yorion. Yorion sings, "'Cause I'm your lady, and you are my man. Whenever you reach for me, I'm gonna do all that I can." You guys knew eventually this would just evolve into Yorion love songs. Don't tell me you didn't. Okay, it's something we can interact with. And then we Charming Prince the Yorion. And they're done. Sika dispatched by one disdainful stroke and a singing sky noodle. Blue-white Limvala. Party Angel. Wizard. When you have a party, you can sacrifice it. You know, I played Linvala as my commander, not because I had a ton of synergy, but I wanted her to protect some of my other cards. So that might be what we're seeing here. Maybe it's a more kind of just blue-white good stuff deck with Linvala protecting, but it could also be a Flyers and an Angel deck. I'll give them the your go. Let them know. Just let them know we're not here to goof around in their brawl format. We're here for blood. Man, I've played Yorion so much, I keep on thinking of lines where I buy this on turn 3, where I pay my companion tax, even though there is no companion tax. Man, what would a game be if we didn't have the Ugin in our hand way before we could cast it? Tome Raider. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. This should be in my deck! I have slightly higher standards for the cards I play, but, you know, we'll submit 0 there. Thassa's on the field. Linvala hits the battlefield. No point in holding Disdainful Stroke for that, is there? But we could hold a Disdainful Stroke this turn. Or we could Yorion and start making some card draw happen with the Tome. Something bad could happen to us. Maybe waiting a turn isn't the worst idea. We just tap this. But we can't also Disdainful Stroke. Alright. No being a wimp. Yorion it is. Blink nothing, submit 0. I know, lame. But we are charging up this tome with every play here. Every time we blink the Yorion, it's going to activate the Tome of Legends so we can draw more cards in the future. And we also have this option here, which I'm going to take, to exile the Thassa. If we exile the Thassa, they can't kill it if they plan to target it on their turn. All right, I'm waiting for the blue-white deck to do something scary. Impress me. Let's go. So that's a nasty one. That is a nasty one. Let's go to the command zone, though. We'll be back. We will be back. We did hide our Thassa from that, which probably matters. It's a lot worse if you have to hit the commander. All right, we'll play this cleric, gain a little life, and then we'll blink it for more life. ECD Chapter 2 will go off, but we'll still be able to pay for a Disdainful Stroke. It's a big critter. All right. They do get it back with the ECD, which is unfortunate, but slow them down a little. I mean, this says hexproof or indestructible. Like, you can't give a thing on the stack hexproof, so it would not be a good sacrifice. I could have let it resolve. I just feel like I'll be falling too far behind. I could always spend the Thassa mana to tap it, but it doesn't seem great. Negate off the top doesn't seem great either. Could play another Yorion. Doesn't seem great. Yeah, I'm in a pretty mediocre spot. See if we can fix it with some cards. No, we can't. Usually cards fix everything. At least the ECD goes away. I swear, every time you get ECD taxed, it feels like it takes longer than the last time you got ECD taxed. Feels like it's around for turn after turn after turn. Sure. So definitely a flyery deck now. Hopefully we can resolve the Ugin, but we need the opponent to take more action. Let's see if we can get them to play something else. Ugin hasn't exactly shined today, but it's threatening to shine here. Oh, you're gonna steal my tome? Oh, I hate that. Oh man, I hate that so much. Are you sure you don't want my wall? Oh, cringe. I really don't. I need that back for my pride. Well, I'm gonna tap your commander so you don't get to put another counter on it. Ugin won't exile it. Should I try to drag this out another turn? I don't think so. I think there's only one right play. The big guy. Ghostfire. Okay, anything over 5, no. Indestructible won't help you. But the opponent's going to try. Baneslayer Angel has protection from dragons. Does that help? No. No, it doesn't. Nope. Not how the card works. Oh my goodness. Opponent is having no problems. All right, defend my Ugin, you angels. Defend Ugin. Where's my card draw, man? Oh, there it is. The opponent stole it. I think the cascading effects of stealing this tome, they might ripple through this game. Oh my god, that goes right through negate. Oh, that's also supposed to be in my deck. Come on, come on. All right, how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? What a load. This deck is, oh, it's making me so angry. All right, just draw a sweeper. Draw a sweeper, easy. Easy money. We'll draw a sweeper. That's what we'll do. That's a card. Can return the tome to our hand. We can also bounce our Ugin. Replay it. Ooh, I think that's it too. But we can counter a spell or a triggered ability. I guess we can make them commit. If they have their own, like, 2 counter spells and they get through me that way, my heart is going to break. If they go right to combat, we can counter their card draw ability. We can bounce our Ugin. And we can copy our wall and we can draw a card. Okay, so pass to attackers. Opponent attacks the Ugin with both. We will counter target activator triggered ability, make a copy, all the other things. All right. Target non-land permanent, that's you. Target creature you control, that's you. Me. Gotta get the little bit of value off the wall. That will not help, but cool. I didn't target the Dream Trawler, only the ability that was on the stack. Solemn. These now attack nothing. Love it. Ugin can come down and sweep the 6-drops. We've got Negate, which is still trying to do a protection job. I think if the opponent had a counter, they would have countered that, but maybe they didn't understand how I was using the card. Okay, they draw off my tome. Really? Okay. Let's go. The opponent did not replay the Limvala, so there's no indestructibility here. This might be one of the only good times to cast Shatter the Sky. I can pay 4. What else you got? Okay. I had wanted to play my Solemn that turn, but I'll gladly pay my way through the Lofty Denial. Limvala comes back down. Charge the tome. I want my tome back, man. I told you. All right, let's slow down there, buddy. Although, I don't know. I guess countering the counter so I can get the Ugin down is better than 2 random cards. Let's try to be patient. Stop it with my tome! Oh my gosh, it's drawn them 3 cards. My heart is breaking. Ugin. Ugin, you have to carry me. I require assistance. What's better? 3 to 5 cards or 1 big dragony creature? 7 mana for your Limvala? What a deal. Angelic Ascension. I will negate this. Yes. Hit. And they're already down in ECD. How many ways do you think they have to deal with an Ugin? Really? And I know it looks like we flooded, but we needed every single land on so many of these turns. All right, they've got a Cloud Conceer. I can shoot that. Ugin can shoot that. What's that do? When it enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on a non-human. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature with flying. Well, it said flying on it, so we put it in the deck, guys. It only attacks for 1, and it's on the ground, unlike everything else in this deck. So let's play a Solemn. Let's thin out this deck. If we get rid of all of the land, eventually I should stop drawing them. Original art. All right. The chamber is empty. All the bullets are fired. Evolving Wilds. Wait, there's 1 bullet left. The one and only. The Bird Serpent. Yorion. But there is an Ugin chilling on 11. You have to get to it. Can you do it? This deck gave me a heck of a hard time. Why? Why did it give me such a hard time? Because it's in the best colors. Blue and white. Of course. Of course. Even low card quality in the colors of blue and white is powerful. Archon. Protection from white. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker unless I pay 1 for each attack. Okay. Boom. Give it to me. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we just want to sneak out Nico? All right, we'll draw that. It says target creature I own. I need to turn that into a creature somehow. Dance gets back Birth and nothing else. Man, Dance is so unimpressive today. Probably the most likely card to get cut. All right, Solemn, get in there. Have to pay the 1. I think I can, though. I'm up to it. Cast a spell if a creature is attacking you. Create 3 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying. I wonder how long our opponent sat on that baby. Alright, bounce the Mimic. Yorion! Also Yorion! And for the lulz. Nope, not you. No, this can stay. Actually, it comes back on end step. I can still activate it. We'll hide you. And exile Yorion. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Another land. We'll get them all eventually. Decline that command zone offer. Doomscar. Don't think that's where we are anymore. We're doing okay. There's some rune action. Ugin's back up to 7 loyalty. We're at 33 life. We have 20 cards in our library to figure out how to kill this opponent. They are pretty good ones. We've got most of the land out of there. Stolen by the Fae. Interesting. Why that target? Oh, because you want to play this. Whenever a creature with flying attacks, you may draw a card. Wait. For each one? What? Oh my gosh. I just ground you down. All right, well, these are throwaway spirits at least. That give me even more life. Our opponent is committed to their theme and their cause. I can't knock that. Oh, didn't get the stop in time to scry with the tome. Flicker of Fate. Nice. Too bad it doesn't work on an artifact. I still want you back. All right, how do we get rid of you? Why can't I get rid of you? Why won't you just die? All right, this Archon thing is obnoxious. Go away.
My flames burn beyond perception.
See, if the opponent multi-blocked this, I guess it could be annoying. Kind of confused. There's still a lot of cards I haven't drawn in my deck, and I'm just having trouble like actually solving the things in front of me, which is bizarre, but here we are. When in doubt, more value. Another flying creature. And another flying creature. Who wants to go in unblocked and then get bounced? Nobody. We'll just make a shard. So many options. Maybe putting the rune on there wasn't a cool idea. It's like one of the millions of misplays I made while playing this ridiculous situation out. We ultimate Ugin. They haven't scooped yet. I'm so confused. All right, now we start drawing some of the juice. A few ways to actually deal with our opponent's stuff. Gonna make a difference. All right, I think I still have another land here. Don't need you anymore, but I will send the Rune of Flight away. I can send the Archon away so they can't kill it. And I'll send Nico away. This is ridiculous. But the Pegasi are getting ready to rumble. I think we're almost there. Sure. Let's go. Draw those cards. Even attacked with the non-flyer. Opponent has 23 cards. I have 13. I think every card left in my deck except for like a Hengegate Pathway is good. All right. Block them up. We don't have a lifelink on our Pegasus tokens right now, or else the right play would be to block with 1,000,000 of these. All right, they have a sweeper, some way to completely wreck the board. They have an onto inversion. They play a lot of these funky lands, don't they? The problem for that is Archon and several enchantments are coming back on end step. They play their own Ugin. Because why wouldn't you have that in your deck? All right. Glorious Protector. We can't save the Pegasus tokens, but we can save these two. Mean anything down there? Yeah, actually. Not bad. All right. So the Rune of Flight is coming back, I think. This can be exiled. Nah, doesn't really matter. I guess nothing else should be exiled here. Really? Maniac! What are you doing? Okay. What? Alright, attach Rune of Flight. I guess this is a flyer now. You know what, Ugin? You're a dragon. Have some flying. That's just LOL right there. Let's keep our own Yorion party continuing. Sure. Land. I can't believe this game. This game has been absolutely insane. Yes, I was about to say Banish into Fable is a really good draw here. And now the opponent's toys come back, but at long last, I'm getting back my Tome of Freaking Legends. Sure, I'll draw this even. 9 cards to go. Banish into Fable, bounce him! Baron, bounce the last card, attack! Nice goop! Whew! That's how you earn your stripes in Brawl, kids. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and normally I try to hide it a little better. This time I didn't even move stuff around very well. I already recorded the games before recording the intro, so I already know that the battles were pretty tremendous, but this deck is flexible, it is powerful, and if you are like me and can't get enough Sky Noodle time, it really is loads of fun. Your opponents may hate it from time to time, but they're weak. Not everybody can be a student of the Sky Noodle Dojo. So, if you are one of the few, the strong, the powerful enough, not just to have Yorion as a companion, but to follow Yorion into the brave world of Singleton and Commander, if you are brave and strong enough to let Yorion be your commander, and you trust in the noodle, then you can follow. And the blinking will be intense. It will be epic. it will be cool. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Remember to renew Twitch Prime. Hit that link in the description. Use the video from Dusty to help explain to you how to do it if you have any questions. And remember, leave a comment. I renewed Twitch Prime. I stayed till the end. Leave your username, and I will choose one of you to get a dedication in a future video. You're cool.
You